Norfolk police have now cleared the scene. This entire area was blocked off by caution tape, and there was a heavy police presence because of a shooting that took place. And I spoke with Norfolk Police Chief Larry Boone, and he tells me this is the third shooting to happen at the mall since 2019. It all happened on Monticello Avenue. Police say one man is dead and two other women were shot in the ankle. Chief Boone says the shooting stemmed over an argument over money and believes the victim and suspect are related. An employee inside the mall says he heard 6 to 7 shots go off and describes the entire moment to be traumatic for him.
Families are hiding in our store, they're hiding in other stores. Me and my coworkers have discussed it. We're not comfortable going back because it could just happen again.
I am at a loss for words. At some point, other folks that know these individuals a lot better than I do have to help us. At the time, these shootings are happening with illegal guns.
Chief Boone tells me half of the homicides this year have occurred in the hands of loved ones. In Norfolk, I'm Kelsey Jones, News 3.
Later, you can find information on that rather at WTKR.com. And another act of gun violence in Hampton Roads that's left. As we were mentioning, gun violence not just happening in Norfolk, another act of gun violence happening in Hampton Roads, leaving a 17-year-old boy dead in Hampton. While friends and family are looking for answers as to what happened, they're marking a spot with balloons and flowers to remember him. Hampton police say they got a call about a shooting on Wine Street. Police found the boy and pronounced him dead at the scene. Now, we talked with the teen's godmother, who tells us it just wasn't his time to go.
He was a very outgoing young man. He loved dancing. He was very energetic. He had a glow to him. He had a future ahead of him, just like any other young kid.
As of now, police do not know about a motive and circumstances of the incident. Now, it's been 2 weeks since the mass shooting outside a Granby Street restaurant in downtown Norfolk. 5 people were shot, 2 of them died. Today, a funeral was held for one of those who were killed, Sierra Jenkins. Jenkins was a reporter with the Virginian Pilot. Now, as of right now, police still have no suspects. Meanwhile, Norfolk has added patrols to try to get a handle on the gun violence within the city. Just last weekend, there were shootings in 5 of the 7 cities. This weekend, a Norfolk family says they've been left in the dark after an 18-year-old was shot and killed late last year. They're pushing for answers, but say they're getting just limited communication from police. This is Jossie Brathwaite. He was just 18 years old and a recent graduate of Maury High School when he was killed last November off of Chesapeake Boulevard. Now, at the time, police didn't release much information other than they responded to a car crash and found Brathwaite had been shot. Medics took him to the hospital, but he died, and the case remains unsolved. His family says they've been pushing to get answers on what happened. Brathwaite's grandfather and mother have been very active in trying to get in touch with investigators, but tell us they really haven't heard much from them.
Yeah, my family and myself, we support law enforcement to the utmost. However, this is an issue that has been frustrating. To not receive any information has been frustrating.
News 3 asked Norfolk police about the case and whether the officer shortage is impacting detectives. A police spokesperson did not respond specifically to that question, but says there are now more than 225 vacancies in the department. Last year, Norfolk saw 62 homicides. 41 of those were solved, but this case is not one of them. Brathwaite's family is hoping for more information and an arrest in this case. Switching gears now to weather, lots of sunshine but cooler today. High temps didn't get out of the 50s for some, but warmer weather is on the way, along with some rain showers. Let's check in with meteorologist Christy Stewart. Now, Christy, Will we need an umbrella on hand tomorrow?
I think a lot of us will be fine. Maybe if you're a very early riser, you might need to have an umbrella on hand. But for the most part, we are going to be able to dry out as we get into the morning hours, really right after sunrise. So it looks like this disturbance that we have moving through right now is actually moving through a couple hours ahead of schedule. So that means that we should dry out a little bit earlier as well. Right now, seeing some of these isolated to scattered light rain showers impacting us. I don't think quite all of that was reaching it down to the ground, but we will be seeing some of these showers continuing to impact us as we do head throughout the rest of the night tonight. Looking at, again, lighter rain showers primarily, except with the exception for Dare County. Dare County looks like you could be seeing a couple of heavier pockets of rain at times. We've got a lot of cloud cover out there outside. If you're not seeing any of those sprinkles right now, 47 degrees for the peninsula, 51 for Southside, and 51 for North Carolina. Notice those temperatures starting to climb a little bit from where we were at our 10 p.m. broadcast. Temperatures were a couple degrees cooler than that. We have a south wind of about 7 miles per hour, so that's going to be helping us to see our temperatures gradually climbing, it looks like, as we head throughout the rest of the night tonight. So we're at our coolest point pretty much right now. We'll see those showers continuing throughout the overnight hours tomorrow morning, waking up to temperatures in the upper 40s. Clouds quickly clearing out of here. Breezy for the day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, those high temperatures in the upper 60s. Now coming up, I'll tell you about our stretch of 70s that's ahead, as well as our soggy pattern in my full forecast.
All right, Christy, thank you. We will see you then. We are now in week 8 since 4-year-old Cody Bigsby was reported missing. And after 2 months, police and the FBI are apparently no closer to learning the little boy's whereabouts. Cody's dad, Corey Bigsby, first reported him missing on January 31st. This sparked search parties throughout the city of Hampton and surrounding areas, but there are still no signs of Cody. Several weeks ago, officials put up billboards across the area in hopes of getting a lead. And we checked with Hampton Police and the FBI, and so far they've turned up nothing. Corey Bigsby remains behind bars in Hampton. He is due in court next week on multiple child neglect charges, and these are not related to Cody's disappearance. Now, our team has been on the ground covering the search since little Cody was first reported missing. You can find our complete coverage right now at WTKR.com. A Virginia man has been receiving benefits from the V.E.C., but he says he never filed for unemployment. Hear his identity theft concerns and his message for the V.E.C. And many of us have been impacted by rising gas prices for weeks across Hampton roads. Still ahead, we'll show you a local church giving away tens of thousands of dollars of free gas.
And we've got a warming trend headed our way. When we can expect those 70s, I'll let you know coming up.
News 3 continues to hear from viewers about fraud cases involving the Virginia Employment Commission. A Virginia man says the V.E.C. started sending him letters in January about a claim he supposedly made, and even sent him a debit card with hundreds of dollars on it. Now, he called, emailed, and went online to notify the V.E.C. that his identity had been stolen, but until our sister station, WTVR, contacted them, he had heard nothing. Here's Bill Fitzgerald.
Of course, the first thing I thought is that, I have had my identity stolen. What do I need to do? Is this a real problem? Or do I just ignore this? I really didn't know how serious this thing was.
Brian Eckert, a retired communications specialist who now works in a bicycle shop, would love to hear back from the Virginia Employment Commission. The V.E.C. sent him a series of letters in January about an unemployment claim he had supposedly filed. He has never applied for unemployment benefits.
Well, I sort of had let things slide after the first 2 letters, thinking it was just a clerical mistake and would probably go away. But when I got the money card from a bank in Chicago, I thought, I better let somebody know about this. And so I immediately called and then emailed and then sent a letter to V.E.C. with copies of the stuff that they had sent to me. But I haven't heard anything since.
The V.E.C. had sent him a debit card with $400 loaded on it. After that, a bank in Maryland sent him an ATM card for an account he never opened. He says he's frantically put alerts on all his accounts and notified the credit agencies, but desperately wants the V.E.C. to tell him how someone was able to open an account with no verification.
I'm going to have all kinds of identity theft problems. That's the thing that I'm concerned about the most, but mean, as a taxpayer, I'm really upset about this. I mean, the money is just being handed out right and left, and nobody seems to be being able to stop this.
If you could speak to the new commissioner, Carrie Roth at the V.E.C., what would you tell her about what you would like her agency to do?
Well, tell her you've got a serious problem going on here. And now I have a personal problem going on. I'd like some reassurance or some direction about how serious an identity problem this really is.
Eckert says he hopes the V.E.C. has some answers because he changed jobs last year and the fraudulent claim lists the employer he left last April.
How in the world would anybody know that I had left a job voluntarily, except that my former employer probably made some kind of change to their account with the V.E.C., that I wouldn't be contributing anymore? How else would anybody know about that?
Now, if you have a consumer tip or story you want the News 3 problem solvers to look into, we want to hear from you. Email us at problemsolvers@WTKR.com. And News 3 has extensive coverage of the V.E.C.'s ongoing issues, from Virginia's unemployment system and the hardship faced by people trying to get benefits, get an appeal heard, or reporting fraud. You can find all this coverage on our website at WTKR.com. Gas prices in the U.S. continue to slowly drop. This comes after President Biden's announcement earlier this week that he'll release 1 million barrels of oil a day for 6 months to combat the recent price hike. According to AAA, the national average cost of a gallon of gas, $4.20. In Virginia, the average cost is $4.07. That's also the same across Hampton roads. Now, the Commonwealth's average cost a year ago, $2.72. Now, cars once cost $20 or $30 to fill up. Now, that cost is up, depending on what you drive, to around $40 to $60. Now, for some, it can break the bank. But today, a Portsmouth church decided to help, setting up shop at a gas station this morning. News 3 anchor Anthony Sabella shows us the difference it made.
When gas is this expensive, every little bit of help feels like a true blessing. And with $20,000 in hand today, Grove Church is blessing a lot of people. How long did you just wait in line for this?
Since about 5:30 this morning.
4 hours?
Yes.
But not having to pay for 10 gallons? Worth the wait for Willie Warren.
The financial state, I couldn't really afford to get the gas like I needed. So this is a blessing for me. And I thank God for these people.
People from Grove Church just up the street. Members of its congregation spreading the good news with free gas.
Good job, you good to go.
The line from this Exxon Saturday morning heading down the street and around the block.
People are struggling, and Grove Church wants to meet the needs of those people.
Hundreds, maybe thousands, depending on how many are in the cars. You're talking $40 a car times 500 cars, equaling $20,000 in total. Twice as much given away as when the church did this last year. The need, much bigger this time.
When folks have to go to the gas pump, and their reality is that I've got to choose between gas and medicine, gas and rent, gas and food for my kids, well, somebody has got to answer the call.
How does it feel to be that person?
I was excited. Actually, I didn't sleep at all.
Rest assured, with a full tank, folks like Mr. Warren can sleep soundly.
This is the last meeting the rest of this week. All right, thank you. All right.
Be blessed, sir.
So Grove Church gave away free gas last year. It did it again this year. So how about next year? I asked if there are plans to do it again in 2023, and they say it all depends on the need. In Portsmouth, Anthony Sabella, News 3.
Great to see people making a difference in our communities. Now, we want to know about more positive stories happening in Hampton Roads. Let us know the good news from your community. You can email goodnews@WTKR.com. Well, it's officially April, which means it's Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Now, a new survey shows around 70% of licensed drivers have used a cell phone while driving in the past 90 days. That number was even higher among those who drive for work. Now, the Harris poll surveyed more than 2,000 adults. It found that the number of people using their phones while driving in the past 3 months rose 86% when they drive for work. Nearly a third of those people took part in video calls while driving. Now, it also found nearly 1 in 3 Americans had either been in a crash or knew someone who had been in a crash involving distracted driving with a phone. Now, this is an issue across all age groups, but especially for people ages 18 to 44. News 3 is proud to partner once again with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and you can join us in the fight against childhood cancer and reserve your ticket for a chance to win this year's dream home. You can see it's under construction right now in Suffolk. Your chance to win will only cost you $100, and you'll be helping families whose children are battling cancer. Now, here's how to get your ticket. We have the QR code on your screen right now. All you got to do is just use the camera on your phone, scan the code, and you'll be taken to WTKR.com with details about the home and the link to reserve your ticket online. Now, if you want to get your ticket in person, you can just head to any Southern Bank location. The month of April also marks Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. Now, testicular cancer is the most common form of cancer in men ages 15 to 34 years old. The American Cancer Society estimates for this year about 9,900 new cases of testicular cancer and roughly 460 deaths from the disease. Now, early detection is key and can be life-saving. Last November, I shared my personal story of fighting testicular cancer and more information about the disease and research efforts being done to fight it. You can find that story right now on WTKR.com. And with that, let's go to meteorologist Christy Stewart for an update on this weekend's forecast.
Oh, we are starting to see a disturbance passing through, so that is going to be bringing us a few rain showers out there right now. But I think your Sunday is going to be a pretty pleasant day overall. It's definitely going to be warmer than we were today. We saw high temperatures that were in the 50s for a lot of us. Inland a little bit warmer, but just barely getting out of the 50s. You had high temperatures that were in the lower 60s. We currently have temperatures that are sitting in the mid to the upper 40s, lower 50s for some locations. And really these temperatures that you're seeing right now, I think this is pretty much our lowest point in the overnight hours. May drop another degree or two, but for the most part, this is going to be our coolest point as we head throughout this evening. We'll eventually start to see these temperatures gradually rising as we're going to be seeing a southerly wind flow with this system passing through for us. We've got a lot of cloud cover out there for us for tonight. We also have a few rain showers that are moving through for us throughout the overnight hours here. A couple of sprinkles, not quite sure if all of that is actually reaching to the ground right now, but zooming out, we do have this system that's going to be continuing to impact us as we head throughout the next several hours. So we are looking at having mainly some isolated to widely scattered lighter rain showers across Hampton Roads, but across Dare County in North Carolina, that's where we could be seeing a couple of heavier pockets of rain impacting us as we do get into the evening or late overnight hours for us tonight, very early morning hours for your Sunday. So we are going to be seeing that impacting mainly Dare as well as into the Outer Banks. By the time that the sun rises on Sunday, though, a lot of us will be nice and dry out there, even seeing those clouds quickly clearing out of here as well. Winds will be picking up for us, though. Westerly winds about 10 to 20 miles per hour, but lots of sunshine to enjoy as well as that warmer air. We're looking at high temperatures being in the upper 60s for the day tomorrow. As we get into Monday, still another nice dry day. We're also going to be able to see plenty of sunshine out there. We will be seeing some clouds increasing later in the day. That